Hello, welcome back to Auto Shorts and Decepti-Clips. We are ready for another live stream. We're just going to get everything refreshed, get it all up and running. That is absolutely beautiful. We are talking Transformers, the upcoming re-release of Transformers, the movie. So, yeah, where do we start? So we've discussed already the possibilities. Well, at least I've discussed my possibilities of what could happen going forward in regards to the new end credits scene and what it could be. Could it be a nothing burger? Highly likely it could be an absolute nothing burger. But then what other things that Hasbro are also saying is like stepping forward to a new generation. So what will we be seeing? Potentially rejigs of old characters, new characters, or characters from other franchises fully and properly being put through the let's say Generation 1 machine, like they have done with some of the other toys from what I'll call colloquially as the Generations toy line. What could come from that? Like when it comes to Transformers movie and then moving forward from it, like if Series 3 and onwards is in fact of an alternate canon, I'll still use the word canon because it is the original cartoon canon. But if they're wanting to go forward, try a different direction, but using Series 1 and 2 and the movie as their foundations, then okay, I'm fine with it for the minute until we see what happens after the re-release of this movie and see what direction they'll be taking it. So on the back of the last live stream where I was yapping on about what they could have done with the possibilities and who this and where, like, what will we get? Will we get our old characters back? Will they be revived? Will the Quintessons have revived Optimus Prime and the rest of the dead Autobots either on Autobot City or on board the Lost Shuttle? Or will we get something completely different? Now, I do actually think we're not going to lose Megatron. I don't think Galvatron will be retained as Galvatron. I think they might keep that as a Unicron creation going forward. That's like purely my guess, absolute guesswork. And so let's just click on here. So we've already got precedent for Unicron in some continuities turning obviously Megatron into Galvatron. And in the Kingdom storyline, Unicron takes the Galvatron and the Nemesis Prime back. He recalls them back to him and basically unformats them, like doesn't reformat them into their original interpretations, just basically just disperses of them, like that they are beyond useless to him. So from there, we know that the powers of Unicron, he's able to do that. Now, in the Transformers movie, is it just his body that was died? Going forward, like we know, yes, he can still be reactivated according to the season 3, but if it's the old season 3 and we're moving forward to a whole new season 3, whole new generation, like new toys, new storyline, let's hope it's not too badly diluted with modern day storytelling, let's say. Let's just leave it at that, modern day storytelling. Now, I don't think we're going to lose Megatron. I do think we're going to get like a semi-apology in regards to like getting rid of Megatron and turning him into Galvatron with okay. The precedent, what I was trying to get to, spoilers, is that in the Titans Return cartoon that they did, 10 years ago, that version of Megatron was once Galvatron. Now, in the series, it is never explained how Galvatron was reverted back into a full-bodied Megatron. Now, I do think that it's potentially with the destruction of Unicron at the end of Transformers the movie, and if they do move towards a new sort of era with the Transformers, I don't think we're going to lose Megatron, which means we shouldn't lose Thundercracker, Skywarp, and the Insecticons. Now, I think they will revert. Now, to have them revert back into all the original bodies, that's not selling toys, is it? So what I'm thinking, using previous assets that we've already seen, admittedly, two of the creations are from Jim Sorensen and Chris McFeely's talk that they did in regards to the original first draft script of Transformers movie. Now, you've already seen it because I accidentally clicked on it. And we get these assets that we saw, the Thundercracker and the Skywarp. Yes, the Thundercracker is still meant to have the yellow pulse and the whatever this logo could and could not be on the back of Skywarp here, like a Unicron type thing. So yeah, he is meant to be sort of as identical to him. So these, obviously, they're creations of when that version of the Ingester, he is in that script, rebrands the Decepticons. So he takes, obviously, Galvatron, takes Megatron, turns to Galvatron, and then takes the other Decepticons and upgrades them slightly. So could we get something similar to that, where although the Unicron essence or energy is all sort of gone from these characters, I don't think we should have them reverted back into their original forms. I honestly don't think so. I think that's also a little bit boring, and also from a business perspective, when it comes to Hasbro, that ain't selling a new toy. So if and when they get around to doing a full-blown, proper, like, proportioned Coronation Starscream, because if you look at the movie, Starscream, he's a bit bulked out in that scene. Like, if you look at the beginning of the movie, and you get to him on the coronation scene, he's bulked out. He's a lot bigger than he should be, or a lot bigger than he was even. So if they do that, it's a perfect recolor, rejig of Skywarp and Thundercracker again, using previous assets. You get these two characters having had the full raging power of Unicron in them once. They are then sort of not necessarily degraded, but they are changed forevermore, but not necessarily Cyclonus, Scourge, and the Sweep. So we get these previous assets. And with Megatron, yep, I'm using the Cyberverse version of Megatron X here. Will Megatron revert into a more powerful version of a Megatron, a more colder version of Megatron, if you can? And that is how the Megatron X is described in Transformers Cyberverse. So that it'll be interesting. Again, it's using previous assets, previous ideas, or at least other ideas, or changing them slightly, tweaking them here and there. Like if you look at Nemesis Prime on his own, there's about 500 versions of Nemesis Prime, and all the different origins that come with that one, whether he's built by humans, whether he's constructed by Unicron, or whether he's corrupted by the Quintessons, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, using sort of previous assets. And then the next question is, well, what do you do with the Insecticons? Again, okay, the Insecticons, their previous bodies. Oh, ignore that picture. That's not in this video. Obviously, they're a lot smaller, a lot more. They are what they are. They are the original Generation 1 Insecticons. So why not use previous assets from the Fall of Cybertron game, where those versions of the Insecticons are bigger, bulkier, more powerful, well, arguably more powerful, arguably more stronger. Again, you're not absolutely bastardizing the original image of the Insecticons, so ignore that picture, the images of the Insecticons. You're just beefing them up a little bit, because they've got remnant of that once raging Unicron power. And we get our characters back in some form. Heck, Transformers more than meets the eye. Here we go. We could use the previous assets from other iterations of the Transformers to tell us this story, to tell us, like, what are they moving forward. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I'm just sort of thinking out of the box to see what we could be seeing going forward after this re-release of Transformers movie, because you can bet your bottom dollar this scene is important for what's the future of what Hasbro want to do with the Transformers brand. It isn't just going to be a fly-by-night scene. You don't spend thousands of dollars to put a little scene at the end of a movie that's 40 years old if you don't want to intentionally do something with it. So 100% we're going to be seeing something, a lot more new stuff from the Generation 1 iteration of the Transformers. Whether we love it or not, that's the question. Do we really want to see the original Series 3 put into a original canon arc? And this new splinter timeline moving forward with a whole new movement of Generation 1, again using modern storytelling, which I don't know if I like, but will we see anything from that? I don't know. Will we see the return of other characters? Will they sort of try and fix any of the continuity problems which happened in Series 1 and 2? I'm looking at you, Constructicons. I'm looking at you. Or will we get to see? I think we'll definitely see Alita 1 again, and all the other female Autobots. Again, they'll all be named on screen. They'll all have like new alt modes or rejigged versions of alt modes. Again, this is all about selling toys. Let's not forget that. It's a business. Hasbro is a company that wants to make money. They are not doing particularly well from what we keep seeing in their annual reports. Like this is going down, that's going down, this goes slightly up. So yeah, what does anybody else think that is potentially in the chat? Not that you are, but we're going to carry on doing it. And I'm going to ask you, let's talk Transformers. 1 second. So yeah, that's just like purely my thoughts and what I think they might try and do going forward with the Transformers following the re-release and altered Transformers the movie. Again, this end scene could be an absolute nothing burger and just bridges the gap between the movie and the beginning of the episode Dark Awakening from the original 3rd season. But I don't think they're going to do something so benign as that. They're going to be doing something that is going to try and push forward what essentially is Transformers. Yeah, we've had Armada, we've had Cyberverse, we've had Cyberworld, we've had Cybertron, we've had Energon, we've had this, we've had that. Robots in Disguise, 2 different series called Robots in Disguise. But Generation 1 is Transformers. It is the beginning. It is what they see as Transformers. They always go back to it. It's their money maker for us older collectors. And you can't tell me the little kiddies aren't picking up these toys as well. Of course they are. Of course they are. You know, the toys aren't doing badly. They've done better, but not doing badly. And it isn't just adult collectors doing it. Let's face it. A company cannot run on adult collectors alone. They can't. Not a company the size of Hasbro with Transformers. No way, Jose. That's not happening. So that's my thoughts in regards to what they could do with that. Like, will they take Galvatron? Once Unicron is destroyed, the whole Galvatron personality, the body, is gone. Because at that point, the contract's broken. Megatron's useless to him because at that point, Unicron is quote unquote destroyed. If they're not continuing on, and if they are having Unicron as a more of a, well, currently in other universes, he is a multi-universal entity. He's like an entity that looks into all timelines, all realities, all at once. And this just the Generation 1 version of Unicron at that point is a physical body. His physical body could be destroyed, but will they move forward with more magical stuff that has already been in comics and other iterations of that character throughout Transformers in the last 40 odd plus years? I don't know. Like, will they unformat them from these bodies? And that's part of the apology tour as well. So we get these characters back and turned into this. Who knows? I don't know. Like, I would like to see these old characters back again, but I don't necessarily want them exactly the same as they were as well, because that doesn't progress a storyline either. Like, heck, I would love it if they were reverted back to their original soul, but from a company perspective, they're not doing that. They are not going to just go, oh yeah, this Megatron now, we're going to re-release the Studio Series 86 one again, and there you go, in a new box. No way. They'll try and rejig it and upgrade it, improve on, well, not improve on the character, update the character, but without diluting from his original look. So that's why I'm thinking, will they go down the whole Megatron X route with that idea? Like, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. That's fine. I'm happy to be wrong in that instance. So what else shall we look into in regards to Transformers? Do you want to carry on talk about Transformers the movie? Again, like when it comes to the end credit scene, what I personally would like to see is the whole Blaster Resistance storyline from Transformers, the movie, the second or third version of the script, the one with Dragon Beast in the let's go to Dragon Beast. The one with Dragon Beast in the script. Again, when it comes to the characters like Dragon Beast, I would love to see who Dragon Beast is and what Dragon Beast could have been, or Mecha Beast is also known as. Like, do you guys want to see Dragon Beast, Mecha Beast appear in some form of a new character? Like, my idea for Dragon Beast is you can use these goofy names for individuals. I don't want Dragon Beast to just be a recolor of Predaking. The original idea of it was the original concept of Predaking before they changed the Anibots to the Predacons and then made them, out and out bad guys. I would like to see Dragon Beast more akin to, say, close to how Magmatron was done, where you've got 5 animal bots. You can have them all have their own personalities, but their transformation is the combined form, and thus separating it from other combiners and making completely separate from Predaking. So it's his own entity. He retains this original. We can tweak it because I can't stand the rhinoceros head there, but you could tweak Dragon Beast a little bit. Again, the colours are made up just for this picture. But if we could take these 5 animal bots, have them transform into the dragon mode, not copying Predaking, allowing Predaking to keep his look, keep his personality, and keep the Predacons ultimately separate from the Anibots. That's what I personally would like to see from it. I don't know if anybody else wants to touch these characters, because there's a lot of love for other characters that appeared in the first script of Transformers the movie, and that's Rails in particular. People are loving the concept and idea of Rails. Again, this is a picture from Chris McFarlane and Jim Sorenson's artworks. I don't know if Hasbro have access to this particular design, or if a part of them buying scripts and talking about Transformers, they may have signed certain things that, okay, anything you draw up is now ours. I don't know. That does happen. It does happen in the world of business and like comic books and stuff like that. But I would love to see Tanker as a character. Personally, I think that the idea of an old Warhorse tank character is brilliant. And again, obviously in the original concept, that guy became Cup, and Mentlar here. Mentlar, sorry, not Metlar. He's one of the Inhumanoids, isn't he? He became Perceptor. But again, look how different the alt mode is. It looks more like a Maser tank from the Godzilla series. So yeah, these two as a little pair would be nice. Chemico would be interesting to see what he turns into. And obviously this is my iteration of what Scrappo may or may not have looked like. The original concept of Wheelie, who was originally a Junkion, not a lost Autobot on Quintessa. So yeah, that is potential. Will they move forward into this new generation using these old concept characters, creating them into new characters, thus bringing them into mainline lore and mainline fandom? I don't think there's anybody else in here. Yeah, I've already talked about all that stuff. Again, will we see Blaster's cassettes make an appearance going forward, like any of the new guys? Again, I covered this. Will they turn Cubby into the Smealodon, which was the original design for Stripes, but Stripes is now a full-fledged canonized character? I would like to see Stinger, and I think Bolts could also be a third character. Like Soundwave's got like 900 cassettes, and Blaster's a bit behind Soundwave when it comes to cassettes. So this just gives Blaster a few more cassettes and a bit more love to be used. But any questions about like what I'm talking about? Like, am I just ranting absolute garbage? Please do say so. I don't know if you're thinking any of this idea is complete trash, complete rubbish, or do you not think that Hasbro might go down this route? Again, they got to buy toys, they've got to sell. They're not buy toys. They're not buying toys. We got to buy toys. They got to sell toys. They've got to try and push this franchise forward. Like they've tried all these different concepts, like Combiner Wars, everybody's a headmaster, everybody needs a power of a prime or whatever. They've done these umpteen hundred different concepts, and let's face it, the whole idea of a transforming toy is a concept unto itself. It doesn't need. I personally think it doesn't need another gimmick in there. I get it. They've got to give the show a lot more revitalization. They've got to give it more life. That's why we had the Beast Wars. I had them Animals for a while. Although Animals in Transformers has always been a thing since like the first episode with Laserbeak and Ravage. So they've always been there, the animal-based Transformers. So yeah, I keep going to this one. I will do a video in regards to my case for Rodimus Prime. A character I actually like Rodimus Prime. I really like Rodimus Prime as a character. I think there's one micro continuity where Hot Rod and Rodimus appear together. I don't think it's the Ladybird books. It's like storyline books or even the colouring books. But yeah, apparently they are side by side characters in that micro universe. But yeah, I will do another video. My case for Rodimus Prime. My case for Hot Rod as well. Like come on, like the whole too much hate for the character. Like get over it. But going back to the original natterings of the video, I would like to see these characters back and changed and sort of moved forward enough, but not diluted to the point where you don't recognise the character. Like, I don't want Skywarp looking totally different with totally different colours. Same with all the other characters. And if, like my other idea, or my other possibility that I talked about the other day, let's go back through. When I talked about if they are going to bridge the gap with the end credit scene, with if it's just going to be Quintessons bringing Optimus Prime back to life, randomly floating through space. We don't really know why he's floating through space, but according to that trailer, he was. But we don't know what this end credit scene is. But 100%, it's going to push the brand forward. Well, but the idea of it is going to push the brand forward. It might completely go back on them, and we might hate this additional scene and go, "What the hell are you doing? That's not what you do to Transformers. That's not what you do to this character. That's not what you do to that character." But if they are going to go down that route, are we going to get the Quintessons going to the mausoleum and taking all the Autobot characters? Because let's face it, they're, according to the movie, the Sharkticons rebel on them, right? Let's ignore Series 3. The movie, Sharkticons rebel on them. So they need another army. Will they use the dead Autobots as their new army going forward? Who knows? Who knows? If you've got any questions, just put any comments in the comment section and we'll sort of go back and forth. And if you think I'm talking absolute craziness, then fine. I'll just say a comment and I'll be able to respond to you, whatnot, and I'll read it out and I'll respond to you. But yeah, so that's just like potential possibilities of what they could or could not do with that end credit scene that's coming up in Transformers. I actually hope it's something that's interesting. I've booked my ticket. I have booked my ticket and I'm happy that I have. But I do want, from this end credit scene, I do want, if this is truly an apology tour, I want it to be an all-out proper apology. And I don't just mean for the death of Optimus Prime. I want it for Brawn, Prowl in particular. And I've realised I've used Brawn twice in that damn picture. That's annoying. That is meant to be Ratchet. So I apologise here now, using that picture. Completely wrong. Well, there we go. So yeah, so for Brawn, Ratchet, Prowl, Ironhide, Windcharger and Wheeljack. And if they are going to take concepts and ideas from some of the original scripts for Transformers movie, then following that part in the movie, Wheeljack comes back alive anyway. Within the original, the second or third draft of the script, he's damaged, but he's still active. He's still functional, and that's something I would love to have seen. Like if they were to do anything as like a side movie or a mid-quel type movie, or just like an episode, 20-minute, 30-minute episode, Blaster's story after the Battle of Autobot City, because he basically disappears after the Autobot shuttles launch off on Earth, and you never see Blaster again, or anybody else that may or may not have been on Earth. You could even have it that at that point, like Blur only got on board 4 of the Dinobots, because it's that scene where we see Snarl twice, right? Maybe Snarl is separated again from the other Dinobots. Like, stick him in there and take the idea of the Blaster Resistance story where he's fighting an army of sweeps and Cyclonus clones, the Armada, let's say. So I think that'd be interesting if they would take that concept and make it an episode. But I know now they're not going to want to go down, not going to do it in the same vein as the original movie, because they're going to be too afraid to kill off other characters in those scenes. And I don't think they should. However much I don't want the main Transformers movie to be messed around with. I don't want them to take out this and change that. Like, the movie is as movie as. You made it. Now you have to try and write your way out of it. If that means bringing back characters, then so be it. Characters come back to life in Transformers before. The precedent is already there. So that's something that does not bother me if they do want to make those characters come back to life. Or, in the case of the Decepticons, unformat them. Or, heck, even if you really want to, when it comes to the Decepticon characters, maybe they're a new faction. Because at this point, Megatron has felt the power of a god, let's say, of Unicron. So maybe they could become a whole new faction. A different logo. Again, this is all marketing. This is all branding for Hasbro that they could do. And they might be doing it. Have them as the Decepticrons. Does it sound that bad? Maybe. But it's an idea. It's a concept. They are derived from Unicron. Now, they were once these people. Now they are reverted back to their original names and identities. But they're different. They're not the same. They don't belong with the other Decepticons. They are something newer, something more powerful. And maybe they're angry. Maybe they're pissed at being messed with. Their bodies being tampered with. Because let's face it, Megatron didn't want to die, which is why he agreed to Unicron's bargain. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. I thought, why not? Let's talk about it. I keep going to that damn picture of Rodimus and Hot Rod. But no comments. Come on, guys. You need to make comments. You know, the guy's got to try. But it is what it is. You know, I'm gonna persevere doing these live streams regardless of low viewership. But I'm happy to do it. Like this whole Transformers the movie and the new end credit scene has really got me excited with the if, buts, and maybes, and the what and the where they're going to do with the original Transformers timeline, because it's something they've never particularly meddled with. You might argue Beast Wars happened. You know, they added Beast Wars. You know, they added Beast Wars and Beast Machines to the Generation 1 continuity, predominantly the old cartoon continuity. Somebody argued with me once to toss, oh no, it's definitely the comic they follow on. How? Not a chance in hell is it the original Marvel comic. Imbecile. Either way, that guy never did finish a picture I asked him to draw either. But there we go. It is what it is. You know who you are, detective. So yeah, could the possibility at the end of Transformers the movie, could it be linked to Beast Wars? Could it be a bridging gap between the Generation 1 Transformers and Beast Wars? Because to be fair, Beast Wars, you know, they tip their hats to Optimus Prime. Rodimus Prime's never mentioned. Because Optimus Prime comes back, you could argue, at the end of the US run of Transformers cartoons. But who knows? You know, like, in truth, we don't know until we watch it on the 17th of September. So, what will we see from the end credit scene? Will it be a bridging gap between the Quintessons and Dark Awakening, keeping Season 3 intact? Will it be a bridging gap between the Generation 1 cartoon and Beast Wars? Or will it be something completely different, which I've gone on about at the beginning of the video, with unformatted, reformatted Decepticons going forward, with Megatron X as the new leader of maybe the Decepticons, maybe a separate faction. We don't know. Hello, viewer. I'm just talking about the possibilities and the apology tour that they want to do for Transformers the movie. Have you got any questions or comments or input you want to put in regards to what you think? Oh, no, he's gone. Bye then. So yeah, I don't know. it's a question that needs asking, because I am, for one, I'm excited in regards to what they're doing with this so-called apology tour, which I hope doesn't just include Optimus Prime. You know, there are more characters out there that suffered because of Transformers the movie, and for me, although the Optimus Prime scene was pretty hard hitting as a kid, but I didn't see the movie in 1986. I saw it some years later. Like in 1986, we were taken to go and watch Basil the Great Mouse Detective, and the bat in that scared me. So I think I was taken out of the cinema at that point. I'd have been 3 years old. So yeah, that would have been Transformers the movie would have been one of the first movies to see. But there's no way my mum in particular would have gone to take me to see Transformers the movie. She loved Disney, so I went to go. So I was taken to go and see Basil the Great Mouse Detective. People were like, oh, you don't remember that? I remember Basil the Great Mouse Detective. I fully remember Fidget the Bat scaring the living daylights out of me. But it is what it is. You know, 3 years old. So I saw Transformers movie much later on. I probably even saw the Return of Optimus Prime before I saw the movie. In truth be told, but nonetheless, I have grown up with Transformers the movie since the late 80s. And love it. You know, I do love the movie, even with all of its faults and what it did to some of the characters that I still don't like to this day. Like, I didn't want Brawn dead. I didn't want Prowl dead. I didn't want Ratchet dead. Didn't want Ironhide dead. I didn't want Windcharger dead. I didn't want Wheeljack dead. Like the ones that particularly hit me hard is Prowl, Ratchet, Ironhide, and Wheeljack. So I'm not, throwing my nose in the air when it comes to mini-bots, but if they took out Cliffjumper and Bumblebee, that might be a different question. But when it comes to mini-bots, we all love Cliffjumper and Bumblebee predominantly, right? I know that's not universal. Like, if they took out Gears, I wouldn't give two damns about him. But there we go. Kill off Gears. No, don't kill off Gears. Don't kill off characters. I'm not a big fan of character deaths anymore, because most of the time they don't mean anything. Most of the time they bring back the character anyway, in the case of Optimus Prime. So I don't see the point in doing it, especially in kids' cartoon. That's essentially what Transformers movie is. It is a kids' cartoon, although those animated movies were a bit more hard-hitting back then. The Last Unicorn, Flight of Dragons, all have death in it. The earlier Disney movies, even the Black Cauldron, probably one of the best Disney movies out there. Oh, but it was a flop. See on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and all that. Screw them. You're your own critic. You're your own website. You don't have to read what they say to give your opinion of a movie. If you don't watch something, you don't want to watch something, and if you have watched something, then you've got a full right and opinion and review on it. We all have. We're all separate like that. But yeah, the Apology Tour, Transformers the movie. What do you want to see from it? What do you want to see more from the apology? Do you want it just to be focused on Optimus Prime and not the other characters? I want the other characters to be recognised in the apology, personally, as well as the Decepticons, which we lost. Thundercracker, Skywarp, and the Sweeps. And the Insecticons. Having a quick drink. All this talking was nattering. So yeah, that's essentially what I've got to be ranting about there when it comes to the apology tour and the other possibilities which could spiral out of this end credit scene, which we still don't truly know anything about. Will it forever taint and mar? Will it do worse for Transformers the movie? Will this new scene potentially make you go, wow, they went and did that? They're really doing that. And I can't think of right now a scenario that would, let's just use the word, piss me off. I can't think of a scenario that will piss me off. If it's a nothing burger, then it's a nothing burger. Like, a nothing burger won't annoy me. I'll just be like, oh well. I rewatched the movie I've seen 100 times for an extra scene which they've already answered anyway. Like, what some of the other videos I did, like the original UK version of Transformers the movie. They already did this scene at the end of the movie. Let's try and get up on screen now. 1 second. I'll just show that clip. A bit, I mean. Let's try and not get the audio up yet. So hopefully, yeah, it's already playing it. Let's turn that off and try and find what I need to find. So yeah, what do you like? Hello. Oh, hello. We have a viewer. Yay. What do you think? Are you happy to put any comments in the comment section to sort of say what you want from the apology tour, what you're expecting from this end credit scene? Like, are you expecting anything? Like, do you collect Transformers? Is it something you want to do? I'm trying to find this clip. It's not even that much of a clip. Let's just go back. Right, so he's gone back too far. How embarrassing. Why is it jumping? So many minutes. Okay, I'll have to let this play out. I've seen the end of the movie so many times. Like, do you want to see who, like, out of the living voice actors that we've got left of Transformers? Well, I think Michael Bell deserves it because he's wanted to do it again, but all his characters got killed off. Oh no, Swoop's still alive, but he can't do the swoop anymore because his larynx can't take it. Right, okay. I have cocked that up, but we shall try again. Sorry, I've done it again. I need to clip it at the right point where I can play it on the video. So 1 second. End of the Cybertronian Wars. You know the bit where all the characters are on the screen. Right, we've done the Till All Are One bit. There's Cliff Jumper. We never see him again. Of all the characters that live, we don't see him again. Right, here we go. So, the bit that I mean is, let's turn off Optimus Prime's picture, is this from the UK version of the film. Now, to be fair, this might just be from the VHS release.
The battle is over, but the galaxy-spanning adventures of the Transformers will continue, and the greatest Autobot of them all, Optimus Prime, will return.
Is it just going to be that? Are we literally just going to get that again? Which I just don't think we need. I just don't think it's anything that we need from the Transformers. We've already got it. Hey, Bill! How you doing, buddy? I think you're the only one that perseveres on these live streams, but that's fine. I'm good with that. Hemsworth could play Prime. He did in Transformers 1. Do you not think his voice isn't old enough, though? Like, he played a young Optimus Prime, didn't he? Or Orion Pax, if we're going to be precise. Do you not think he sounds a bit young? He hasn't got the hoarseness of the throat to try and pull off a full-blown Generation 1 Optimus Prime. Well, what do you think? I know you said you think it's probably going to be a nothing burger, the end credits scene. But now you've allowed yourself to let me rant on. What do you think is going to come from the end credits scene, Transformers the movie? Like generally, what are your thoughts on what they could or could not be doing going forward with the Transformers franchise? Because 100% Hasbro are going to be pushing forward to do a whole new season of Generation 1. I honestly think that's what they do. Or they're going to gun for a sequel, which is what they originally were going to do, a sequel. What age is Chris? I think he's a little bit younger than me. So he's late 30s, early 40s, I think. I don't think he's too far off me, if I'm honest, in age-wise. Let's have a look. The Hemsworth. Is it Chris? Chris Hemsworth? Oh, Hemmings. No, we don't want Hemmings. We want Hemsworth. He is my age. He is slightly younger. He's 43. Scam? What's a scam? Shut up, you prat. Honestly, like, go away. I'm blocking you. You scam. What are you talking about? Oh, put him in a timeout, Burke. Scam? What's a scam? I'm just talking about a movie. Yes, yeah, you looked up at the same time. Yeah, 43. 43, my age. I didn't know that. I didn't know he's my age. But But yeah, anonymous, whoever you are, go away. Go and scam. Actually, don't scam. Don't scam. Correct your life. Go and paint an old lady's fence. Go water some plants. Do something with your life. Honestly. Anyway, Transformers. Bill, we can't be having these anonymous accounts ruining my live stream, my ultra popular live stream. But do you not think his voice isn't strong enough for an older Optimus Prime, a battle-hardened Optimus Prime? Now, we already know he's coming back, because he already did. Display capture, I don't want that on, do we? I want me to turn that bit off. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're to expect from what's going to happen in Transformers going forward in the end credit scene. Hey newbie, what do you think? Put some comments in the comment section. What are you expecting from the end credit scene of Transformers the movie? Are you expecting an absolute nothing burger, or are you expecting Hasbro to try and pull something out of the hat that's going to try and launch the franchise forward using the original canon? In particular, series 1, 2, and the movie. It's always possible. It's always possible what they might be doing, because we know they're rubbing their claws together when it comes to money, when it comes to collectors. What can they do? What can they do to change it? Because they can be like, all right, so Megatron looks different now, but he's still the Generation 1 Megatron. Let's get selling some toys. And you know what? Most of us will buy it. You honestly think that? You do think that? It's going to be a nothing burger. Quintesson nothing burger. But this is a company, Bill. They're going to want to make money out of this. You're thinking an extra scene just to tell us what we already know. We've already seen that they've already released on DVD. It's thousands of dollars they've spent to put this scene in, to put it in the cinemas. I know it's only for a long weekend. I don't know. Do you know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. Have you got your tickets yet for the movie? I have. I bought one for me and my friend. We're going to be going to watch Transformers movie again with this new scene, which I don't know. Like you said, it's probably just the Quintessons. That way, everything is as it was. Just a little scene, little nod to the hat. I think they've got their claws wrapped in here somewhere. Yes, it did, and I really hope that isn't this end credit scene, the old twitchy finger, because then it asks another question: how does Optimus Prime get into space? Can I come too? You can come. You can come too. If you got £5 whole pounds to go to the cinema, yes, it's a cheap ticket, so it's not that expensive. Animation style, I really hope. Yeah, it's got to be a Backrooms. Not a good film. Not a good film at all. I don't know if you've seen it, Fathoms fan 3336. I think you might have seen Backrooms, either on purpose or by accident. I don't know. I'm just an absolute guess there. Potential guess. True, yeah, it'll be out in physical media before long, and the end credit scene will be leaked all over YouTube before Hasbro's got time to pull it anyway. And then 6 months later, they'll be like, "Oh, we don't care," and then or it'll be on the other streaming platforms that do videos and all that. When it comes to the animation, I really, really hope that they stick as close to the original animation as possible. There are plenty of cell animated animation studios in Korea, in Japan, that can do it, that can match it. Like we saw with the Robot Go Ape fan thing that they did. Let's find that. Where is it? I'm not planning. Like I said, I didn't plan to pull this up, but let's try and find it. What the hell is that? A random picture save there. Let's get rid of that. Fight Go Ape thing. Where's the original? There we go. There we go. Let's get up over here. You can't add this to PowerPoint. I know. Something's scaring the cat from outside. If you hear noise, somebody's clattering and clattering outside there. Right, let's just get this up on screen. So I've got to drop an audio. No, I don't need the PowerPoint back up. Oh, turn PowerPoint back on. Oh no, screen capture off. Oh no, I do need the screen capture on. So yeah, like the Go 8 people, whatever it is, whatever this animation here, they've already proved that they can match it. No, Fathoms. It's a scene which they are adding at the end of Transformers the movie. So it's for the first time ever, they are reissuing the movie with a whole new scene that is newly created, newly written for this movie. Now it's either going to be an absolute nothing burger, as in, what was the point in that? We already know the answer to that. Or, sound for that. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, the whole new scene. Is it just a bridge between an episode we've already seen before, from 40 years ago? That's what Bill thinks. Bill's like, I think it's going to be a nothing burger, just a bridging scene, which isn't the end of the world. It keeps the original canon intact, keeps everything intact from the original storyline. But my thinking is, Hasbro's a company. They want to make millions more from selling toys. Why have I slowed this down? So for some reason, it's slow in my ear right there. Really annoying. Because I can still hear it. But yeah, so this animation proves that they can match, or at least make the animation better for Transformers the movie. So yeah, a whole new scene. Whether the scene is 2 seconds, 10 minutes, we don't know. We do not know. All I do know is I'll be in the cinema for 2 hours. But if you do need to get tickets, they are available. Just to let you in the loop, Bill, I do know Fathoms off of the interwebs, so I'm gonna message him separately. But yeah, I'll not use his real name. But yeah, so after the credits, whole new scene. So yeah, keep those comments coming, babies. It helps with the video no end. So yeah, so this is what they did. What, 3 years ago, Bill? Is this right? This animation that they put on screen here, the robot Go 8 people or Bape or whatever I don't know. I can't remember what they're bloody called. But yeah, exactly. Never seen it on the big screen ever. Like I said before, far too young to watch it at the cinema. The earliest movie I remember watching was Basil the Great Mouse Detective. Still a fantastic movie and a massively underrated Disney movie. Why is it? It's just so slow. Like, I'm speeding this up even more. Oh, sorry. So I'm getting used to this old live stream malarkey. Yeah, that's ended now. Yes, I agree. I completely agree. It will destroy season 3. What, the original Rescuers? Must have been a reissue, surely, because that was released in the 70s. 77, I think. Same year as Star Wars. So I know a little bit about Disney as well. I'll do a Disney live stream if you really want me to as well. Black Cauldron, Basil the Great Mouse Detective, Oliver and Company. Often movies that are overlooked. In favour of the era which happened afterwards with Little Mermaid, Lion King, so on and so forth. But yeah, the third season, yeah, it would completely mess up. I actually like the third season. Like, growing up, I grew up with a video of the third season episodes, and I enjoyed it. Although I don't like the Five Faces of Darkness. I don't like that, because a lot of that was meant to be, again, Five Faces of Darkness. A lot of that was meant to be in Transformers the movie. Yeah, the old Odeon. Yeah, I think every day was a cheap day there. But yeah, yeah, they might just want to keep people happy by retaining season 3 in its entirety by doing a bridging scene. And again, I won't be annoyed at that. I just question their business motives, right? Because like I said before, they're a company, they want to make money. Yeah, but the Carnage in C minor, that's Soundwave's last hurrah. That's the last major episode Soundwave was a major playing character. So for that, I actually don't mind that because I'm a massive Soundwave fan. But that episode is great to watch though, isn't it? With all those animation problems. Oh, it is a beauty of an episode just for a laugh. If you could do a drinking game, I do not recommend over abusing yourselves on alcohol in any way, shape, or form. But if you were to do a drinking game with all the animation cock-ups in Carnage in C minor, I think after the first 2 minutes you're done. You're done. You're done for the day. So yeah, yeah. So Fathoms, I sent you a message as well. But yeah, season 3. Actually, going back to that, love season 3. I think there's a lot of good continuity there, and the episode with Alpha Trion, well, A3. He's called A3. Something about the time, closings of time, or something. That episode that works as a perfect 4th episode for the Key to Vector Sigma and War Dawn trilogy, and it makes a lovely 4th episode because it sort of makes the whole thing come full circle with Superion, Alpha Trion, and all the timey-wimey stuff. It's a brilliant little nod and end cap to that trilogy of episodes. So if they were to release a DVD or videotape back in the day, what a beautiful, beautiful four episodes they could have done there. Nice Alpha Trion storytelling. The only one you miss out on is the Alita one. Well, actually, you could put that on the same videotape, the Alita 1 episode, because it all ties in with War Dawn, with Ariel. Yep, 5 episode tape. Do it. Let's go back in time. Let's get them to do that videotape. I don't know. Anybody else got the Marks and Spencer's videotape? But Bill, whereabouts are you from, Bill? Are you stateside? Are you in the UK, Australia? Are you in the Anglosphere? What do you think? So yeah. Best episode ever. Episode was Only Human. Yeah, again. Brilliant episode. And Chris Latter's... Oh no, it's not. Is it his last appearance as Cobra Commander? Oh, yeah. Lovely part of the world. Love Scotland. Spent a lot of time in going to Edinburgh. And recently did the Caledonian Sleeper. What a brilliant trip. Fantastic, yeah. Because myself got Scottish roots as well as Irish roots and Welsh roots. So I'm a true child of the islands. Sorry. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Is it Chris Latter's last appearance as Cobra Commander, or did he do the one line for? Oh crumbs! Is it Sergeant? Oh, what was that stupid one they did where they did one episode of it? Sergeant Eagle and his brigade or something, or was it G.I. Joe? No, G.I. Joe Extreme was afterwards, wasn't it? They did like a one-off episode, and Cobra Commander has one line in it. I'm gonna look it up. Let's try and find it. It's Sergeant something or other. G.I. Joe. He's a sergeant that he was frozen and he's brought back to life. It's not Sergeant Savage. Does that sound right? Sergeant Savage. Really making a favour of G.I. Joe. Is there an episode? Is it going to tell me the cartoon? Plot. But yeah, Cobra Commander does Chris Latter play him in that? Because he didn't pass away, ooh, potentially, because I think Chris Latta passed away in the mid-90s after he did a few episodes of Star Trek Next Generation. I'll look it up. Let's have a look. Let's see if the episode comes up with a cast list. Let's try and find it. Cannot he find it? Well, come on, just give me who's in the episode. Give me a cast list. Series premiere, test run. I don't care about that. Oh, it's telling me what a pilot is. No, crumbs. I was hoping it would. Come on, give me the episode. Real American hero, G.I. Joe was there. Now, what do you think about them taking out Slingshot in every iteration of the Transformers in recent times? Same with Cliffjumper. What the hell is that about? No, I haven't. Are you able to send a link? Are you able to put a link in this with that? Actually, no. I'll find it. Don't worry. Don't worry yourself with trying to find a link. I'll find it. But yeah, I like the whole tie-in with the Transformers. Is it a character, the newsreader that's in the Transformers G.I. Joe, Gem and the Holograms, and in Humanoids is the only character that crosses all universes, which I thought was quite interesting. Cool. Right, I'm still trying to find out if Chris Latta played Cobra Commander in an episode. I just want to be able to find the answer. Let's try and find episode. Because I know Cobra Commander's got one line or two lines in that episode, and that is technically the end of the G.I. Joe cartoon. If you want to consider Sergeant Savage as a part of the continuity, I believe a lot of G.I. Joe fans don't. But it exists regardless, so, you know. God's sake, I was trying to find this. Damn, all I want to know is who the hell was in it. Old Soldiers. Oh, I know the episode name. Old Soldiers Never Dies, the name of the episode. Does it give me a cast list? Oh, this jumpy bloody website. Cobra Commander, is it Cobra Operative? Here we go. Cast. No, it's Scott McNeil did the voice of Cobra Commander. So yeah, Only Human is Chris Latta's, or Chris Collins' last appearance as Cobra Commander. A shame, big shame. Okay, alternate reality movies channel. Okay, cool. Hopefully they're not getting beaten down by all this YouTube malarkey when it's getting people not on the monetization thing. I'm not. I've tried. I got rejected once, bastards. Either way, it is what it is. So yeah, Chris Latta, last appearance, Only Human. Again, which makes the episode even more great, beautiful, and it's I didn't go actually. I decided not to go to TF Nation this year. I've been most years, but not this year. So no, I missed it this year. It's like when it comes to staying over at the hotel, it's getting a bit more and more expensive. So it's becoming a little bit unaffordable, you might say. Yeah, I think it was it a nice idea? Was it a nice idea for them to try and do that? I just think when it comes to a live action movie, leave them separate. Do an animated movie. Like, we know that you can do good cell animated, well, either way they look, cell animated movies. DC have proven that you can do bloody good cell animated movies. Like, why the DC live action movies? Well, we'd probably know why they're bad, modern writing, blah blah blah. But the animated movies that they've been putting out, fantastic. A lot of them have been fantastic. Yeah, there's a few duds. There's a Green Lantern one was a bit of a dud, But when it comes to the animated movies, DC, they're rocking it. Absolutely rocking it. No, it's not worth it just for the shopping around the hall. And let's face it, without being too rude, the hall can get a bit smelly, and I don't like that. I don't want to be too close to people that are like that, that avoid baths. That's not me. There's a lot of people there do need help. You know, there's a lot of mental health issues with some people that do go there, and which is why they don't clean or they don't wash. So I can only wish them help, really. But yeah. And also, when you're spending £38 to walk around a hall to buy toys, you know, it's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it if you're going to, you know, be paying that kind of money just to walk into a room, right? When I can just walk into a shop for free. What did you think of Rise of the Beasts? I actually felt it was a bit of a disappointing movie. It was predictable. It had a lot of the modern tropes, let's say. And, you know, it's one of those things where you get introduced to a load of villains, kill off all the villains at the end, so you're like, oh, well, got no agency with those characters. And they kill off Airazor, who never transforms in the movie. Why doesn't she transform? Why didn't Ape Link transform at the beginning of the movie when he fights Scourge? It's called Transformers, and we've got characters on screen not transforming. It might sound a bit petty, but when a Transformer isn't transforming, then they're not doing the thing, right? You've got to do the thing. Or else you might as well just release an action figure and have done with it. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. So what will we get from this end credit scene? Who knows? Again, I don't know. All I do know is that I've got a lot more love for season 3 than I used to have. I loved Unicron at the start of the movie. They even played Unicron's theme at the opening too. Oh, yes. Sorry. I thought you were talking about Transformers the movie. And I'm like, well, yes, Bill, they did do that in Transformers the movie. No, yeah, in Rise of the Beast. Sorry, apologise. Yes, that was a nice touch. Like, again, there were some nice bits in the movie. But as a whole, the movie just, no. Like, some great ideas in there. Like Stratosphere. Why doesn't he do more? Why doesn't the Decepticons, or whatever they are, Terracons, whatever you want to bloody call them, why don't they do more? I don't know, it's just... when it comes to live action movies, they haven't got one right yet. Like, Bumblebee is probably the best one, and that's not without its own issues, but it's probably the best one. It's the most rewatchable movie, because although they changed it to a girl, that's fine. But it was a boy in his car movie. And it took you back to those early 80s movies where it was a bit like that, like Flight of the Navigator, boy in his ship. It took you back to that kind of movie. They even set it in the 80s, for crying out loud. So they knew what they were doing there. And then they give us Rise of the Beasts, where the beasts don't rise for about 2 hours of the movie. But at that point, you're bored to tears. And you're wondering why are they... Again, there's not much back and forth between the Autobots and the Maximals. Like, why don't the Maximals transform more? Why are they still running around in their beast modes? Yeah, I agree. But you and I both know why they picked Bumblebee. Because Bumblebee sells toys. Bumblebee sells. He wasn't right for the Shadow Striker. You're right. It could have been Beachcomber. It could have been Hound. Hound would have worked perfectly because it wouldn't have that silly yellow bit on the bottom or at the back of the toy. I had the Ore Striker. Was it the Ore Striker? And it was a bad toy. It was a bad toy. It was a great G.I. Joe toy, but it was a bad Transformer. Same with the Megatron. Awful toy. Absolutely awful toy. Yeah, the Bumblebee movie is worth a watch, I would say. It's not without its own issues, but you're a casual fan anyway, aren't you, Fathoms? So if you like, an 80s themed boy in his car movie, although yes, it's a girl and her car movie, but it works. It works. It's a bit of fun. The beginning of the film, a lot of people love the beginning of the film, and everybody looks back and they go, "Why wasn't that the 2007 movie?" And I've got to agree with them. Yeah, why wasn't it the 2007 movie? The designs worked. Like the designs in the earlier movies, they just look horrible. They look exactly horrible. Yeah, the Bumblebee standalone movie, it's kind of the first one for new continuity. So, Bill, am I right in thinking that Rise of the Beasts is the sequel to the Bumblebee movie? It is, isn't it? Again, the whole continuity of the Transformers live-action films is a complete mess. And they're meant to be doing another one, so I'm guessing we're going to have a convergence of timelines and all that sort of thing, if they want to try and tie it all into one. Or they probably should just finish off the original timeline and end it with another Unicron story. But who knows? But we don't know what we might be getting. Even from that new live action movie. I've seen rumours that they're going to have Shia LaBeouf back, but isn't he in and out of jail and being put on bond and stuff like that? Again, I don't want to go the whole politics with Shia LaBeouf, because he particularly wasn't very good in those Transformers movies anyway. Again, another drinking game. How many times he says the word no, take a shot. You'd be on the floor by the first 20 minutes. But yeah, there we go. That's yeah, I'm not a fan of that first movie. Although I did see it 5 times at the cinema. I even saw the extended version, which hasn't been re-released on any Blu-ray or digital viewing. Kindy 4. There's an Indiana Jones 4. I don't remember that movie. Are you making things up again, Fathoms? There's 3, and there's a yeah. No, it's an interesting one. Like, have you got those G.I. Joe crossovers, Bill? You've got the G.I. Joe crossovers, the toys? Again, they sort of fallen flat doing them, haven't they? They did what? 2 Decepticons, 3 Autobots. Is that right? Megatron, Soundwave, Bumblebee, Cup. Oh, crumbs. Maybe it's just the 3 then. They're 4. Wow. No Optimus Prime. That was a surprise. Yeah, I agree. Soundwave is the wrong choice as a character for the Thunder Machine. And Dreadnoks, a rebellious group. You're looking at I'm not going to say Starscream, because they're not against Cobra Commander, are they? They sort of work for him. Like Starscream would be more akin to being a Destro, an Iron Grenadier vehicle. Would work great for a Starscream. So who would be good Decepticon for the Dreadnoks? Somebody like Lockdown would work, but again, like with the Bumblebee, we know why they picked Soundwave. He's one of the top 10 character names, top 10 looks. He's an iconic look as well, Soundwave. I think the only Soundwave that diverted from his iconic look was the mutant from Beast Wars. But again, who cares about the mutants from Beast Wars, right? Nobody does. Most people don't even know what they are or if they even exist. But yeah, Dreadnoks. Thunder Machine was a great idea, though. The Thunder Machine was a brilliant idea to do as a Transformers crossover, but you're right. Not Soundwave. Not Soundwave. Doesn't work. Not even Shockwave, and not Starscream. None of the major Decepticon hierarchy. But it's a ground vehicle, so you don't want to use Skywarp. You don't want to use Thundercracker. It doesn't suit Reflector either. yeah, the Viper A10 Warthog. That's pretty cool. I had that for a time. I did put it with the Energon Shadowcat. Again, if they have to do like what they should really do from Transformers crossovers is just do new characters, like with Viper, like you said, like with Viper. Viper is a new character. Yes, he's called Viper, which is a nod to Cobra Commander Troopers. Did I say Cobra Commander Troopers? Cobra Troopers. And so I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, so yeah, Viper's a new character. Shadowcat was a new character, although Shadowcat used a G.I. Joe vehicle, which is again questionable. Again, the toy looked great, but he's a Joe vehicle, but he's a Decepticon. Why did you do that? Why didn't you make him a snow version of a what's the tank from G.I. Joe? The Cobra tank. They did a HasLab for it. Oh crumbs, what is it? I can't think. I'll let you tell me, Bill. You'll know. You'll know. I'm going to quick look up HasLab. HasLab G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. His tank. The His tanks. His tanks. His tanks. Yes. Yeah. Like if you're going to do Transformers G.I. Joe, new characters, brand new characters. You've done it twice already with Viper, with Shadowcat. Just have them on the right faction. Like, did you read the Devil's Due Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, where Cobra finds the Ark and they rebuild the Autobots? Yeah, Cup is the Triple T. Like, what are you doing? Cup is the Triple T. But I suppose the colours are closer. And I'm saying closer is very, like, half-heartedly. Yeah, the colours are slightly closer. But with Cup and the Triple T. So yeah, interesting one. Interesting one. What they're doing there with Cup and the Triple T. I like what they've done with the classified Triple T though, where they've given it the canopy. Because let's face it, Sergeant Slaughter a bit of a target driving that along in the original toy, which looks more like a Star Wars mini vehicle. Remember the mini vehicles they released in the Star Wars line many moons ago. But yeah, Cup. Yeah, the choices, the G.I. Joe crossovers, like they answered half the questions in the Devil's Due toy comic book. Although Optimus Prime was a his tank, I've actually got a list of all the characters that and what they were in that comic book, and the other crossovers that they've done in the last few years, and using the is it the Shadow Striker? No, is that a Transformer? Is there a vehicle called the Shadow Striker in G.I. Joe? So there's a lot of crossovers between both brands' names and stuff like that. So it can get confusing. The big jet, the big white jet, one that looks like Jetfire. Now, he makes sense, but a bit boring once they've done him. Let's try and find it. Have I still got this list? So I love a list. Not there, so it might be on another sheet. I don't know what's going on there. Don't save. What are you doing? Shut up. Don't save. One I like is a third-party Rolling Thunder Prime. That one does look good. All right. Rolling Thunder Optimus Prime. But the Rolling Thunder is a huge vehicle, right? That's massive. Rolling Thunder Optimus Prime. From Perfect TFC. Is that the one? Oh Christ, £100 and something. Wow. Oh, they've done an Optimus Prime coloured version of it as well. Let's get this on screen. Oh, why does it give me that picture? Ah, dear. You try and do one thing and you can't do it. I just want to view the image. Thank you. Let's close out all of these. We have the searches for stuff on here. So I was getting this picture up. Optimus Prime Rolling Thunder. Oh, need to get rid of that. Oh yeah, nice. It does look good, doesn't it? It does look good. And it's nice to see another company trying to take a stab at these G.I. Joe vehicles as well. Because the Hasbro ones, you know, they're the guys that own both the franchises, but yet the official Transformers G.I. Joe crossovers, not so good. I think as the best toy to vehicle, as in toy wise, as a transforming toy, is probably the Soundwave. It's probably been the best one. Like, because the Megatron is just a hollow mess. And why does it come with Baroness? Like, what random pick of a character to come with that? At least the Awe Striker makes sense with Stalker. But I just wish they sort of changed up the costumes a little bit instead of just re-releasing the old toy in the Awe Striker and the Baroness. Because isn't it two characters come with the Thunder Machine? And again, not Thrasher, who should have come with the toy, because it was his vehicle that he drove in the original toy line. Somebody's doing a chibi SD version of that as well. Okay, cool. Do you look at the what are they? The not bots. Blockies. The blockies. Because there's a whole new set of blockies coming out. They're doing vehicle ones now. When they first came out, I picked up so many. Oh my god, AliExpress, they were going for 0 pence on AliExpress. Giving them away. Absolutely giving them away. Here we go. This is the new Blockies wheel set that they're doing. Ignore the adverts on the side, really annoying. So we're getting animated Soundwave and Laserbeak, Sound Blaster and Ratbat. Now this is interesting. The classics version of Bumblebee, classics version of Bugbite, Bugbite Radiant Edition apparently. Are they still calling him Soundwave even though the black version is Sound Blaster? That is Sound Blaster. We've got a classics Bumblebee, animated Soundwave, G1 Ironhide. Oh, actually they're all listed here anyway. The Road Grabber. Isn't that a that's a Pretender. That's a Pretender toy, isn't it? What Fathoms, are you talking about the G.I. Joe crossover vehicle which Bill was talking about? Yeah, why they did that with combiner parts, making it a separate purchase. And even then there was the beginning shenanigans where they couldn't even ship. They couldn't legally sell the parts over here or in the Western world. They can now, but originally they couldn't, which just seemed absolute incense. Oh, the Blockies. Yeah, the Blockies are quite cool. They've done like and what like this time round they're giving them pilots. So the original Diaclone pilots, they're putting the pilots with them, which is quite neat. So I'm going off on another tangent here, but yeah. So, but these work quite cool because they're about what, Matchbox size cars? Is that right? Slightly smaller, full tilt as well. That's a nice addition. To be fair, the Road Grabber is something different. With the Jetfire Blockies, someone managed to fan-made it into the jet mode. Oh, that's quite cool. That's quite cool. I like that. See, they're a lot of fun. Like, I bought them, had a lot of fun with them. I think I enjoyed building them more than owning them. So I sold them. Like with Lego. I enjoy building Lego, but I don't want to keep it. Astro Train looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. But even the first era of these Blockies, they're redoing all those characters anyway, making them more accurate, and now their sculpting's getting better. They're getting more money to play with. Scourge looks pretty damn cool. Windcharger always looks good. He's a good look character. I love a bit of Windcharger. Although his head looks a bit Megatron-esque there, actually. Yeah, go back and do that. Go on. Off you go. This looks like IDW Hot Rod. Ugh. Gross. IDW Brainstorm by the looks of that. No, rather not. And a Hound. Gotta love Hound. Spike's original best buddy before he cheated on him with Bumblebee. That's Lost Light Rodimus. Oh, no. No. not going down that hole of... No, not going down that rabbit hole when it comes to IDW stuff. Ruined the comic, if you ask me. It ends with all hail Megatron. No, they haven't done Autobot X, and it's the perfect opportunity to do him. And they should do the Decepticon Generals from Transformers Zone as well, because it's the perfect toy line to do them, because they don't transform. So put them in blockies, and that'll be one set, or one little set you might have to put together and make over a few waves of the toys. And you get a lot of cool memories unlocked. Not much arm articulation on the original Hound, was there? He had quite stumpy arms. From memory. But all fun and games in regards to that. All fun and games. Like my first Transformer was Skywarp. Loved it. Love that toy. Love that toy. And I remember going in with my brother into BT's department. BT's, not a department store, BT's Toys and Hobby store. It might even still have been Taylor McKenna at the time. There's another memory unlocked there. Walking in there and seeing a wall of gold boxes. Yeah, wall of gold boxes. So it would have been the classics releases and the Target Master releases of the toy. So we're talking early 90s. Just basically a wall of those boxes. My brother ran in there. He picks up Ratchet. I picked up Blur, Target Master Blur. Oh, what a day that was. Yeah, on the high street. That's right. Yeah, on the high street. Yeah, BT's department store. BT's Toys and Hobbies store, not department store, a different company. Both no longer exist, which is sad. Sad times. Sad times. Gotta love those old toy shops. Weird Cybertronian mode. Oh, saying in the comments. Which version of... Because they've done about 900 different versions of a young Optimus or an Orion Pax. Which version? You talk about the War Within version of Optimus Prime, or which version of Optimus Prime are we talking about? Yeah, BT's Toy Shop. Legendary. But you could see it going downhill though. Closed in 1999. No, not 99. In 2002. You can see it going downhill from 1999, where the shop seemed emptier, like they weren't getting as much in anymore, and they were like spreading out everything across the store. It had a weird art mode. Origins comics. Oh, the original comics, the Marvel. Oh, crumbs. Let's have a look. Let's try and find it, see if it comes up. TF Wiki. Optimus Prime. That's going to come up with about 1 million versions of Optimus Prime, isn't it? You got me on a search here, Bill. Oh, Marvel Comics. Come on. Does it show it? This one? Is it that one you're thinking of? That one there? That can't be right though, looking at that. Because isn't that... These are the Trigger Masters. And it's led by Optimus Prime. Oh, I don't know. Looks a bit weird. Yeah. Yeah. Flames of Botox, Trigger Bonds. Is that right? Can't see. I didn't love the original comic book run. I must admit, didn't love it. I don't hate it, but I didn't love it. In particular, Megatron, his depiction in that original comic book run, like the fact that he's only leader for the first 4 issues, the outright Decepticon leader for the first 4 issues, is an issue. Is an issue for me. Like what they did with Shockwave was really cool. Don't get me wrong, that was really cool. But Megatron should have reclaimed his leadership. And he never does. He never does. And even into the regeneration stuff, he never does. Oh, that's not it. Well, we're limited here. What pictures we got? I can't think of what it looks like. I can't think. I'm drawing a blank on that. I might have to do some more research and try and pull it up. Marvel Optimus Prime. Alt mode. Alt mode. No, it's not either. It's not any of those. Or is it this? Is it that? That there? Using his ability to transform into a combat vehicle, Optimus Prime possessed a firepower potential that none but Megatron could match. Prime is also appeared briefly. I think it's this, isn't it? Is it this? Because it says he transforms, and this must be based on. Although these look like. No, that's not a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I found it. Whee! I don't even remember that. Don't have no memory unlock for that at all. But that is weird. That is, yeah, that's that's not good. It doesn't look good. But it's there. It's, you know, if they're doing all these Origins Jazz and Bumblebee and Wheeljack and now the Laserbeak with the missing link stuff, they'll definitely do that, won't they? Yeah. Well, there's also the weird blue streak alt mode as well. It looks a bit like Jazz, but it's got wheels. It's Jazz with wheels. I'll try and find it. Blue streak. Marvel. Blue streak. Blue streak, no! And of course, it doesn't come up when I ask for it to. Cybertron. Oh, it's not going to do it, is it? Fine, I have to do it the long way. Blue streak. Quit your yapping, Blue streak. Or Blue Stresk, as I just called him. Blue Stresk. The Russian Blue streak. Blue streak. There we go. Here it is. Jazz with wheels. That one. They need to do that as well. 100% they need to do that. And there's also the design for Trailbreaker that they did in the Ghostbusters crossover comic. Yes, Fathoms, they did a Ghostbusters crossover comic with the Transformers. And to be fair, isn't that bad. It's not that bad. Let's try and find that as well. Ghostbusters. As I've taken a complete diversion, this is the point of a live stream, to chat back and forth with all the folks on it. So yeah, again, Bill, always very thankful that you do. Helps, it really does help to keep the conversation flowing and going. And they're not going to show me, are they? Oh, why do they do that? It's so annoying. Right, what have we got here? Main toys, merchandise, gallery. Well, hopefully it's in a gallery somewhere. No, that's Earth mode. Earth mode. Come on, we can find it. We can find it. Come on, Trailbreaker. He might not be fast, but he's tough. Again, Trailbreaker. Love that character. Here we go. Here we go. There was more potential to this Origins line. Trailbreakers alt mode. Yeah, the real Ghostbusters, not the Filmation one with the weird like skull ghost thing. No, and the fact the studio series is now spanning out into all these comics and all that, it makes me wonder if is there going to be characters left for the Generations line. Because most stuff appears in a comic at some point, in a panel at some point. Or is it just going to be a toy line of random minicons that nobody really wants? So yeah, Trailbreaker, they could have done Trailbreaker. They could have done Blue Streak, could have done the Optimus Prime. However weird that is. Although I do really want that Laserbeak. I'm not going to lie, I want that Laserbeak. But I don't want to be paying £200. £200 for a Soundwave, which is not worth that. And I don't care, oh, they've had to take it through and they've had to redo this, read it. No, £200, you're having a joke, aren't you? Back in 1999, you could buy a crap car for £200. An actual crap car. What are they doing? What are they doing? We'll never know. We won't know. Yeah, so yeah, they've done Wheeljack. I've got all three of them. Wheeljack, Jazz, and Bumblebee. And I'm glad that you can put Bumblebee in the back of Wheeljack. You have to sort of fold down his wings a little bit. But that's all right. That's all right. At least they've done it properly. And will they do proper screen accurate versions of Thundercracker and Skywarp? Because Starscream doesn't transform in the first episode. He does not transform. So he's actually not depicted on screen. But let's face it, if they do Skywarp, they're going to do Thundercracker. And if they're going to do those two, well, they're going to do Starscream. No, they still haven't given us Transit. You know, they've given us Concept Megatron from Bumblebee. But not Transit, who was actually a fully fledged, full blown, and the scene was made, wasn't it? The scene was animated, not perfect because it was never needed to be a finished product. But yeah, Transit, and also quite a cool name for a bus. Let's face it, that's quite a cool name for a character who's a bus. And Stratosphere, yeah, they're wasting their time on Titan versions of Dinobots. I don't think they need to be Titan size. Personally, I think the leader class was more than a better fit for the Dinobots, or even Commander class. I personally don't think Titan is right. I know they're gigantic in the movie, and again, they are too big in the movie. They're too bloody big in the movie, the Dinobots. And the fact that their designs look stupid as well. Like, why did they give a Swoop, and let's call him Swoop, 2 heads, and then they called him Strafe? Oh, for legal reasons. We'll use another name. There's already other familiar characters called Strafe that aren't dinosaurs or Dinobots. Yeah. Why are they giving 2 heads? Stupid design. Absolutely stupid design. And why not stick with the main core Dinobots? Why are we getting effectively 2 new ones with Strafe, who's arguably Swoop, and Scorn? And again, if they're going to do a Dinobot Spinosaurus, make him a baddie. Make him a Dinocon. Because of the Jurassic Park movie. Full blown should be a villain. I'm sorry, but no. Day Trader or the Submarine Transformer Studio Series. And they haven't given us the Mountain Dew the Mountain Dew machine transformer. Although they have done like a little PVC figure of that. And they could put him with an Xbox and the steering wheel just as a laugh. You know, they don't have to transform, obviously. They don't properly transform in the film anyway. And why is it only the steering wheel transforms when that happens? But either way, all right, it's by the by. I guess maybe the Mountain Dew machine took the full pulse of the MacGuffin of the movie. Again, those movies are MacGuffin of the movies. So how does it go? Allspark, The Matrix. Okay, it's a well-known MacGuffin, but it's still a MacGuffin. And then the third one, we had the Pillars. The Pillars. The fourth one. What was the fourth one? Was it the Seed? The Seed. The Energon or the Cybertronian Seed. And then the fifth one. Oh, I can't even remember. Was it the Quintessa? Is she the MacGuffin in that one? Oh yeah, they did a truck figure, but not the machine. Not the machine. With the 4 arms. I guess maybe. Well, now they got rid of the core class, they can't even do that now either, can they? Because he wouldn't be a deluxe size figure. Although a deluxe size figure would look pretty cool for the Mountain Dew machine. Dispenser is the character's name. Dispenser. for that one. And they still haven't done, and I don't care if there's some, crybabies out there. They haven't done Skids and Mudflap. Just give them different heads. Just give them different heads. Give them different heads. Just release the damn characters. Stop being afraid. It gets boring. It gets boring. Like they're major characters in their film. They're annoying and they're shit major characters, but they're major characters in their film. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is in regards to the actual studio series when it was proper. Yeah, we need a traffic light transformer in our lives. There's been a few third parties or 3D printer versions of Signal Lancer. Again, what a cool little character. If they could do a little box set, which is the dispenser, which is Signal Lancer, just of everyday items which are Transformers. Because they've already done it with BotBots, right? Just upscale it to the studio series and release those characters. Because I think in Cybertron, although they don't transform, isn't one a US letterbox? No, Signal Lancer, was it? For a traffic light, he looks quite cool. They did a cool design there. Dude, just release the damn toy. Instead of 500 different coloured versions of scrap meat or scrap metal or whatever the character's name. Oh, this one's blue, so let's re-release it and let's do a yellow one. Yeah, again, when it comes to Skids and Mudflap in the movie, I wanted them to stay as an ice cream truck. I felt that was something a little bit different. Obviously the colours, the pink colour was different. Them forming into one vehicle was something a little bit different. Why did they have to, like, literally they're in one scene as an ice cream truck, and then they do the thing they do now in Transformers where they can magically scan anything and turn into anything, whereas the original idea with the Transformers is they have a base function. Let's take Reflector. I love Reflector. He's a camera dude. He can't just randomly scan a jet and become a jet. That's how it was originally intended. He has to scan something that's within his ability to scan, to replicate, to transform into. He can't just go, I want to be a car today. I want to be a plane tomorrow. That's not what Transformers is meant to be. It's lazy writing. It's boring and lazy. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Real Gear line. That was interesting, a bit different, wasn't it? Made it a little bit fun. None of them were character or screen accurate, but it was fun, wasn't it? They were fun toys. A little bit of like game controller, watches, game pads. No, that is a game controller. Little game devices, sound devices, MP3s. No, all good, all good. Loved it. Oh, but yeah, trying to think of what else we could talk about. We talked about Cybertronic mode possibilities of what toys they want, what the end scene could be in Transformers, what it might not be. We don't know. And that's all part of the fun, is the not knowing. Because I say knowing is half the battle. To quote an old G.I. Joe advert, which we didn't get in the UK, obviously. Unless you got it up in Scotland. Definitely didn't get down here. What's this? This is modernised. Sorry. So I'm looking at Cybertron alt modes, and I was like, oh, that's different. But no, it is the IDW Part 2 designs, which I'm happy to click over and not acknowledge. So TF 2005. You see what other news they got. Also, we talked about the sound waves that they're doing. One with the Auto Scout, one with the Laserbeak. Oh, I do want that Laserbeak. Junk heap, a waste management truck recycled, garbage truck, drone featuring transformation. He gets split into multi or smaller component robots. Battle in Hong Kong. Yeah, again, great idea. Brilliant idea. Why they didn't keep that idea with Skids and Mudflap being the ice cream van? It was something different, something a bit fun. Lasted a minute, and then they turned into something 2 different colours. They don't even retain the same. They don't even retain their same colours, as in the pink and the blue. They just change colour when they want to, and yeah, no. And we got the gem version of Blaster, the cereal box Optimus Prime and Jazz, the black version of the Throne of the Primes. Obviously, we've talked this to death for the minute. Yeah, not much on there, news-wise, is there? We've already looked at the blockies. Ugh, not a fan of this. Not a fan of this. Don't like this. No, I'm not having A, Thundercracker with an Autobot logo, and B, him as a combiner. No, stop making everybody combiners. Let them have their base function and their base abilities. Oh, Optimus Prime is a combiner this week. No, he's not. Yeah, but obviously, end credit scenes have been a thing in the past. You know, there's a lot of forgotten ones, like the one at the end of the original Masters of the Universe movie. Yeah, they're trying to hop on the bandwagon with end credit scenes. New toy range? What, in regards to the end credit scene? Yeah, 100%. I think so. Bill says no, and I'm on board with his thoughts as well with it. If I'm honest, I think they're going to try and want to push for new toys, new toy range, and advance on Transformers. D23 is happening tonight. Probably get the Vision Quest news or trailer or the Doomsday trailer. What's D23? Am I being stupid? What's D23? Let's find out. Let's find out. D23. Ultimate fan event. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Disney. 14th, 15th, 16th. What are your thoughts on the Doomsday? Bill. We're going to go to Bill. Avengers Doomsday. Let's get it on screen. We can't play the trailer because we'll get shot for that one. But yeah, Doomsday. I don't know what they're going to be doing with this. Yeah, Disney Star Wars indeed. Yeah, Disney. I don't know. I don't have much hope for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, if I'm honest. If I'm completely honest with myself. Like I said the other day, Infinity War is where it ended for me. I didn't even bother with Endgame. I didn't bother with it. I think the whole Captain Marvel thing bugged me. But there we go. Yeah, but are they just going to kill off all the old X-Men? Yeah, the ones we grew up with in the 90s and the early thousands. Who knows? Like, what was your opinion on? Do you know what? I might do a whole different live stream about my grumblings in regards to No Way Home, Spider-Man. I don't think I can get into it now. It is a whole different live stream. Should I do a different live stream talk about the Marvel movies and our opinions of them? I think we should. I might leave it there with the Marvel stuff. I think let's not taint Transformers with okay, they did come out of Marvel Comics and Marvel Studio Productions. Okay, when it comes to Marvel characters type things and Marvel Cinematic Universe, yeah, we will discuss it. Didn't Robert Downey Jr. say he's Doctor Doom because no one cares after Endgame? Yeah, probably. It wouldn't put it past him. Right, as we're we're spiraling out of Transformers. I've been on for an hour and 45. Let's get that timer over to hour and 45. And the next stream, what's today? Friday. I'll give myself a weekend off. I'll do it Monday. Monday we'll talk about we'll drop Transformers, even though it's predominantly Transformers channel. But let's do Marvel Monday. Marvel Monday. Marvel Monday. Let's talk it. Oh, okay. Is that confirmed? This Doctor Doom is Tony Stark and not Victor Von Dame. Okay, I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's interesting. But Marvel Monday, indeed, Marvel Monday it is. Marvel Monday. Right. So, thank you, Bill, and thank you, Fathoms, for helping me and joining me on my live stream, my extremely popular live stream. We'll get it up there. We'll get thousands, tens of thousands of views one day. But we've got to start somewhere, right? So, yeah, thank you very much for that. And we'll do Marvel Monday, funnily enough, on Monday, where let's look at those Marvel movies. Do we start with Blade? Or do we keep it more modern? Last 10 years. Right, well, thank you very much, guys, for joining me in the live stream. I am going to have a big glug of water. And thank you very much. And I'll see you guys and girls, if you're out there. You're there somewhere. And thanks for listening. Bye and enjoy your weekend.